You are watching Dark Boy.
WuYongNing was a 26-year-old daredevil from China. He was known as China's first rooftopper, bringing the exhilarating sport of free climbing to the mainstream of the general public. Free climbing was the most dangerous of any climbing activity, where it was the climber's aim to scale a rock face or a wall without using any special gear. This meant that if there was any accidents that were supposed to happen, consequences would be dire. Despite this risk, Wu would grow to love the sport. By posting his ridiculous stunts on social media, which provided him with the necessary funds to create even more content for his followers. Wu's family came from a modest background. His parents, who were farmers, experienced the opportunities of the reform era in China, managed to do part-time work outside of farming, enabling Wu to go to school. Wu knew the hardships of his family, so he helped him with chores and farming. This made him much more physically stronger than his peers. His physical prowess led to a teacher suggest that he should learn martial arts, which he pursued later with his parents' support. After his father had passed away at an early age, his mother became mentally unstable. Wu was only 16 at the time and realized the importance of money had on a family, so he had to leave school. His mother was taken care of by a man who would later become his stepfather, where he would travel to Guangdong province and began to work in a factory. However, he found the profession dull and repetitive, so he decided to change path. He moved to Beijing, hoping to become a stunt actor by leveraging his martial arts skills. Despite these challenges, Wu managed to secure some roles and slowly made a name for himself. He later discovered the popularity of short-form video content and began sharing videos. It was only in 2016 when his life began to change. He noticed that there was a high viewership trend in extreme sports videos. Driven by a mix of adrenaline and the need for financial stability, he ventured into extreme sports. His daring stunts without safety measures gained significant attention online, although not without skepticism and concerns for safety. However, Wu was in over his head, as his extreme sports activities brought him both financial stability and love. He met his then girlfriend during one of these activities. Even despite warnings from his family members and his viewers, he still continued to pursue this dangerous profession. At the height of his career, an unknown sponsor contacted Wu. The deal was that if he was able to make his next video go viral, he would be awarded $100,000 in yen. Without hesitation, Wu took up the offer. He knew that this money was life-changing for him. He decided that once he was done with his stunt and had received the prize money, he would marry his girlfriend and send his sickly mother to a first-rated hospital in the city. Wu would begin his ascent on Huayuan International Center Tower with no protective gear whatsoever. As with free climbing, this was the norm. He climbed around 20 stories to the top and successfully positioned his camera towards the corner where he was about to film. He can be seen testing out the water source, lowering himself down and pulling himself back up. This was his next viral stunt video, doing pull-ups at one of the tallest towers in China. However, his confidence would cost him his life. As he tries to perform the stunt the second time, something goes horribly wrong. He can be seen struggling to complete the stunts, and after 20 seconds or so of watching him trying to pull himself up, his arm gave out and he fell. His body was found 13 stories below on a protruding balcony. From the scene of the accident, it was concluded that upon impact on the ground, Wu suffered multiple broken bones all throughout his body and had heavy internal bleeding. He was alive and was only 6 meters away from the fire exit as he desperately crawled towards it. But he eventually succumbed to his injuries. He was only discovered the second day as a janitor was cleaning the building and was declared dead on scene. This event left his family, especially his mother, in deep grief. His stepfather even sued the live streaming platform, which ended in a small compensation for the family. But nothing could bring back the daredevil that was once full of passion for his craft. WuYongNing was remembered as a symbol of extreme sports in China, a man who never backed down from challenges, and a life that was cut short far too soon. Now this next person would not be met with such fondness. Meet Status Reeflay, one of the most disgusting people to plague the face of the internet. He is a prominent figure in the controversial world of trash streaming. This genre of internet, particularly prevalent in Russia, involves streamers performing hazardous and often illegal activities in response to audience donations. Basically, the viewers gave the streamers money so that they can do whatever they want. There were no bottom line to this, the streamers will do anything for money. Reeflay streams frequently featured extreme forms of abuse and dangerous pranks, all for the entertainment of his viewers, who incentivized these acts through financial donations. One notable victim of Reeflay's pranks would be Valentin Ganichev, a man struggling with homelessness and mental health issues. Reeflay took Ganichev into his home in the pretense that Reeflay would take care of him and Ganichev would appear on stream. But the hospitality quickly became the series of abusive acts broadcasted live for viewers. The most enraging incident, and the one that left Reeflay to imprisonment, occurred on December 2nd, 2020. During a live stream with his girlfriend, Valentina, the group of friends was seen consuming a large amount of alcohol. At one point, a chat member donated $1,000 with the request of Reeflay locking Valentina outside in the cold. Following this, a dispute broke out between the couple, during which Valentina brandished a knife. Reeflay overpowered her, stripping her down to her underwear, dousing her with cold water, and forced her outside in the freezing night, where temperatures plummeted to between -3 and -8 Celsius. Throughout the stream, Valentina could be heard banging on the door, desperately trying to get back inside. After what seemed like hours, Reeflay eventually went to check up on Valentina, only to find her body unresponsive on the balcony. He dragged her inside, attempted CPR, and even slapped her in a futile attempt to revive her. He even continued the stream, although visibly distraught. Paramedics were called, who later pronounced Valentina dead on scene. The initial cause of death was identified to be hypothermia, but later autopsy revealed was craniocerebral trauma, likely caused by the constant domestic abuse. Following this incident, Reeflay was arrested, and his streaming channel became terminated forever. Initially, he expressed some sympathy for Valentina's death, claiming that it was unintentional. However, he would later defame her character, alleging that she was a sex worker and a drug trafficker, and that her lifestyle would lead to an early death regardless. In April of 2021, Reeflay was charged with involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. The incident sparked massive controversy and criticism against trash streamers, leading to a government investigation of the matter. Now for this next individual. A trash streamer is probably the perfect description. Meet Simeon Scott, an online personnel who goes by the name of Aqualadora. During a podcast stream hosted by Raj Patel, she was asked about the worst thing she's ever done.
What about you, Aqua? What's the worst thing that you've ever done to somebody? Cam up in the tiny chat, by the way, when you're in.
Well, I used to work as a veterinary technician, so I once killed someone's dog.
On purpose?
Yeah, but no one knew because,
Oh my
professional. But
no!
Her answer was nonetheless shocking. She claimed that she intentionally killed a 4-year-old dog when she was working as a veterinary technician, stating that both the dog and the owner were terrible.
Oh my god, that's really bad. I'm gonna pretend like you didn't say that. Just say it was an accident. That is.
It was an accident.
Oh my god,
It was a really bad person. So
what? I know, but like Jesus, like what? But the dog, the poor dog, like, come on, what, like, no!
The dog was pretty shitty, too.
What?
This confession quickly caused a stir on the internet because you know how much we love dogs. People started questioning Raj Patel on Twitter about why he even let this person on his stream in the first place. Patel responded, saying that she was kicked off the show right after she finished the comments. Overnight, the story blew up on social media, with people on Reddit and Discord wondering why Twitch hasn't suspended her channel yet. The question here is whether or not Scott's comments actually was serious enough for Twitch to ban her channel. Technically, she didn't commit any crimes that were against the terms and service, even though what she said could be interpreted as confessing to a crime. Later, Scott tweeted that whatever she said was all fabricated and she was just pretending to be a troll. I don't know why you would ruin your reputation online for that, but very good troll. Twitch's guidelines state that if you want to be humorous, you should make your intentions clear. As of now, Scott or Aqualadora is no longer active on social media. Good riddance. Luke, MrDeadMoth Monday, was a small Fortnite stream with around 7,000 followers on Twitch. During one of his Fortnite streams in December of 2018, a particular event occurred that left his audience speechless. This incident began when his either wife or girlfriend asked him repeatedly to stop streaming and join them for dinner.
Can you not? I said I'll be out soon. Stop.
No computer. I'm sick of this shit.
Stop.
This led to a heavy argument because, you know gamers, we can't pause games. Monday left his desk and moved off camera where the altercation escalated. Both him and his partner and at least one of his children could be heard screaming in the background. He momentarily returned to his desk before standing up again and attacking his partner, still out of the camera's view.
Yep, go away.
No gaming.
I will be out soon.
No gaming
I will
anymore.
be out soon. Fuck off, you dog.
Get
You don't pay
off.
the fucking bills.
Get off the game.
I will.
During the altercation, his partner threw objects at him, and Monday responded by striking her across the face and pushing her to the ground. This incident led to Monday being labeled as a wife beater and losing his daytime job. He then faced legal actions and was sentenced to a 14-month community correction order by the Picton local court. Following the court's decision, Monday expressed remorse for his actions. In a twist of this case, however, Monday's partner, Grace Campbell, was also charged with assault, alleging that during their relationship, she and Monday often went into physical confrontation. Yeah, this story is wild, going from one to another. They both were charged with domestic violence, which is, I guess they're just the perfect couple for each other. Now, before I get into the last story, if you do like these type of content where I present to you these cases in a story type of format, please consider liking and subscribing. It will help the channel out very much. In the heart of Kathmandu, Nepal, an unimaginable tragedy unfolded on December 4th of 2022. The bustling streets, usually a haven for explorers and locals alike, became the backdrop for a harrowing event that sent shockwave throughout the online community. The Chinese travel vlogger, Gan Shaoxing, or also known to the digital world as Chubby Explores Africa, was in the midst of a vibrant livestream, sharing his adventures with his 5 million followers when fate took a dark turn. On that fateful day, he was accompanied by 2 pivotal members of his team, Little Simba, his apprentice, who himself was a rising star among the online sphere, and Xin Yi, another integral part of his team. The trio navigated throughout the labyrinths of alleys. Out of nowhere, a dark figure rushed out from the alleyway and plunged a 7-inch knife deep into Chubby's body. He started slashing at the trio, heavily injuring Simba and Gan in the process. Xin Yi was able to flee and call the authorities for help. The stream violently shook a few times and went pitch black. All that could be heard was Chubby's hollowing screams. Gan could be seen laying on his pool of his own blood, begging for the group to call for an ambulance. The man who attacked Gan didn't even flee the scene, but instead shouted phrases such as, "He invaded my personal privacy," and "He tried to poison me." Eventually, the attacker was overwhelmed by a group of onlookers and Gan was rushed to a hospital. However, he was pronounced dead 6 hours later due to internal bleeding. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't go around slashing people in broad daylight. So what exactly was the story behind this incident? It turns out that Chubby was a pioneer of the short-form travel vlogging videos. He arrived in Zambia, Africa, at the age of 18 and became well acquainted with the people and culture there. He started making content when Chinese TikTok was blowing up and gained a massive following. He was well acquainted with the people and culture of Zambia, and making content with the locals were very easy. Having a lively personality also helped connecting with the fans, growing his channel to massive heights. Others who saw his success began to mimic the same path. One of these being the man called Yun.
手拿大票心发愁，每样东西都很贵。
From his videos, it shouldn't be difficult to see that he is a shy and introverted individual, which was kinda strange that he was choosing the path of social media. Just like Chubby decided to travel to Africa. Coincidentally, as he arrived in Africa, Chubby was also at the airport, picking up an arrival. They became acquainted to each other, and Chubby, being the extremely lively personality, invited him over to have food with him. That night, they discussed all sorts of opportunities for future live streaming events. The plan went into fruition the next couple of days, as Yun was able to be seen in Gan's broadcast. However, one incident happened, which drove the two to become mortal enemies with each other. During the broadcast, a Zambian woman, whose name was Tiger, was seen pouring a basin of cold water on Yun.
Come on.
This resulted in Chubby laughing at the situation. Being the sensitive person that Yun was, he began to develop a strong prejudice against Chubby. He started uploading videos on his own channel complaining about being bullied on livestream. Some other altercation happened between them that destroyed the friendship. So apparently during this time period, Chubby had COVID. He was in self-isolation and had friends preparing his food for him and delivering it to right in front of his doorstep. Yun lived in the same quarters as him, so he also prepared another set of food for Yun. But Yun, however he was making the situation to be, thought that Chubby was coughing in his food and was trying to poison him with COVID. Yun also showed screenshots of him transferring Chubby 9,099 RMB for a new phone, but was met with silence after the money was sent. The authentication of these claims were unverified, but all we know is the seed of hatred was planted. Yun kept a watchful eye on Chubby's whereabouts. After Chubby had left Africa on his journey throughout the world, Yun followed through, stalking his every moment on social media. Chubby was aware of the situation, but thought nothing of it. What harm can a measly introverted person do? This would change that fateful day in Nepal. Yun had been watching Chubby's livestream throughout the entire day, preparing for his arrival at that particular intersection, brandishing a weapon. He attacked Chubby, and the rest is history. Yun is now serving life imprisonment for manslaughter. Thank you for watching this video. If you do enjoy, again, please like and subscribe. What do you think about the cases that were featured in this video? What other topics are you interested about? Please let me know in the comment section below. I will see you again next time. This is Dark Boy signing out.